Here we are, folks. We have the Nobelisk and Rifle Cartridges automated in a pretty painted, color-coded building. Now, we have a manufacturer that requires the standard parts for the rifle cartridge, and we also have the Nobelisk here that requires those parts as well. I won't go into the maths because it's pretty straightforward stuff. They both feed into here. We're now collecting a bit of both, which is lovely. I go down a floor. We've got a typical conveyor level that I normally have. Then this layer underneath, this is the beacons that are automated. So in here, typical manufacturer making beacons. I have actually set up a box with a smart splitter here, so when there is a backlog, the beacons will overflow into that box, so we'll have a supply at some point. Coming down below is our other conveyor level of all the other supplies into the beacon manufacturer. And then we have the black powder coming in, and the black powder is being transported via truck station again. This time it is the truck I've decided to showcase, and we're going to we'll pass the truck in the tunnel, and I also created a tunnel for the truck to go through. And I created the tunnel because the trucks are a little bit bouncy and odd. So in the tunnel, it's sort of sealed off and out of the way. And we can see it's coming back now. Hopefully we don't hit it. We'll do our best. I'll slow down to give you an idea of what the truck looks like. And they hoik along. So the truck has twice the capacity that the tractor has. And just up here, there's a sulfur node up here, which is near the coal node that we use. I'm just going to pull up over here. Be careful when you're in vehicles going near truck stations, because this one won't matter that much because there's only one unit inside the machine. Every time I go to use it, see here there's golf cart inventory. So if I was like, la da 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 da, I'm just going to go over here to this area here, it's actually initiated a loading operation, and you can see my golf cart now has black powder. The bad side of that is when you go to an unload station and you drive your Explorer underneath and it's full of 15 different items, they all get unloaded and then fed into whatever system and blocks up your conveyor. In here we have the sulfur node. Got our lovely sulfur miner. It is we've got 6 assemblers making the black powder, which is simply coal and sulfur, and we have the coal, and obviously the truck station down below, the truck needs coal or some sort of energy source to run, so I'm using coal. So the coal that we're bringing in here is being split off, and half of it, or not half, but a portion of it is going down there to feed into the truck station for fuel. And then you can see the black powder there. And this is from earlier in this part of the tutorial where we're going through and setting up black powder. We're building a black powder factory over here. We need a small amount of coal for the black powder process, and we also need coal to power the vehicle I'm going to use to transport back the black powder to over there once it's been completed. So this is the pure node that we have here previously that we're using to send steel back to the steel ingot factory. We have This is currently set for 270 because that's what the belt speed supported at that point in time. And I haven't changed any of that at the steel factory, but what I am going to do is we're going to overclock it to 360, and that 360 will give us a little bit more. And what we will do is we will simply mark for the conveyor belts up to the splitter. So now that same 270 will continue to be delivered down there, and this 120 will continue to get delivered that way, and there won't be any effect on what we're doing. So it's a great way of, that's how you can utilize your conveyor belts and your splitters to direct resources appropriately. And I discussed this earlier when I was doing the build, where we upgraded the belt speed and overclocking to give us that little bit of extra coal. We don't need a lot of coal for this whole process, so it's a nice little expenditure. And then we'll just go back to our, over here, got the coming down through the middle of the framework is those two, and they're all nicely organized so they don't click or anything like that. The other thing I did was this tunnel, while not required, it is supported all the way back. Every 10 foundations along, we use some of these down ramps to create a nice aesthetic support structure for the tunnel network. So just things you can do to enhance your builds. Also over there you can see I brought that all the way down just so that it had that nice aesthetic look. And I even chose the doors on the base of those foundations just because something different, you know. But really, that is all there is to it. We now have cartridges and black powder automated. Not black, well, black powder is automated, but cartridges and Nobelisks automated. And this is what I'm talking about with the truck. It was coming along at a nice pace, and then suddenly it just went crazy. And the trucks are like this. They are just go all over the shop. So now you can sort of see why I put it in a tunnel. The tunnel just made all the difference then. It stopped it going off the edge of the cliff, and everything continued to work okay.